And welcome back to Lantern Corp video. This Lantern Corp video brought to you by your sponsors today at, where was the person's name? One second. I got it. 8786. 8786 suggested this one. And obviously it's Norman Osborn we're looking at. Now, Green Goblin is a very unique character because he can run the gambit, or I think it's gamut? He can run the whole, marathon of Lantern Corps to some degree. He has his emotional range does fit in a lot of these cores, but there are obviously cores he doesn't qualify for. Right at the gate, he's not a White Lantern. Norman Osborn is not the best purveyor of keeping life bountiful and healthy and all that, seeing as, he's responsible for a lot of deaths as the Green Goblin. And he's, enemy of White just can't work for him. Another one, Hope. While he may have a hope he'll kill or defeat or mess with Spider-Man, no one's going to put their faith in Norman Osborn. Even when he was the Iron Patriot, it was just, a temp thing, and it was really just a shove into the Avengers' face. So I can't say Hope is a good option. I also don't see something like Compassion being a good option. And this is because he's not one of those characters who doesn't have compassion like the Joker. He does have, he's obviously, for Harry, he's obviously had compassion before. Where it counts, he does have compassion. He's not devoid of humanity. That's what makes the Green Goblin and Norman Osborn such a actually really good character, is that he's not devoid of humanity. It's just the fact that he's messed up is the problem. And then you get into love. While he obviously does love to some degree, it's not a driving force. It's not the thing that dominates his emotional, avenues. So I can't include love on there as well. With that said, though, let's get into some of the ones he can qualify for. And you'll notice I left a good couple off the list. There's a reason for that. First off is the Green Lantern Corps. Green Goblin, Norman Osborn, has had to persevere a lot. He's had to overcome a lot of odds. To try to overcome Spider-Man. It takes a lot of will to keep coming back and just, either being beaten or even getting the one up on Spider-Man every now and then. So I would definitely put will as a category, sure, or as an option. Fear is another really good one. He is one of Spider-Man's most famous, if not his most famous enemy. Venom is also his most famous enemy. They go back and forth. Goblin is probably his oldest and most notorious enemy, I think. That's Green Goblin, Doc Ock, and Venom are the three big Spider-Man villains when you think of a Spider-Man villain. I mean, Mysterio sure can come up, Vulture, Scorpion, Rhino, they'll all come up. But when you think of the big three, if you were to ask me who the big three Spider-Man villains are, it's Venom, it's Doc Ock, it's Green Goblin. Those are the ones that people most often associate. And Green Goblin is something one who just, especially when you look at the suits he wears, look at that. Wait, hold on. I mean, come on. I mean, look at this guy right here. That's scary as fuck. If this guy comes at you in the middle of the night, what are you gonna do? So I think fear is a very good category. Rage, though, I think isn't one we should overlook because he does harbor a lot of anger, resentment towards Spider-Man, towards the people who have done him wrong. And but unlike someone who's just openly the Hulk, who's just rah, he is cold and calculating with his rage and knows how to channel it, which makes him all the more dangerous. Finally, there's the Black Lantern Corps, where Norman Osborn is a character that's died before. Therefore, he can qualify for a Black Lantern ring. Add on to the fact, too, that he's committed enough death and mass genocide or death and killing people, including being the result of Gwen Stacy's death inadvertently, that you can probably make an argument for the Black Lantern Corps. Now, you'll notice there's a Lantern Corps missing from this list. And the Lantern Corps of Orange Avarice is one that I really struggle with whether or not I should mention it. Because I don't know I do think he's never really satisfied, but I don't think it comes out of a greed per se. I think it comes more out of a desire, which can go with greed and avarice, but it's very odd to say the least. Norman Osborn is kind of the Lex Luthor of the Marvel Universe to some degree, and Lex Luthor did qualify for an Avarice Lantern ring when the War of Light was going on, when Lars Flees was sending out at least a couple Orange Lantern rings. So it's very difficult to say. I would say this. Norman certainly has some of the traits. Green Goblin certainly has some of the traits to be an Avarice Lantern. But I think one of the other four is still a better fit than the Avarice Lantern Corps. But I think it's a good honorable mention. So that now leaves the question, which Lantern Corps does he qualify for? Green, yellow, red, or black? Well, we're going to get black off the list right now. Even though he's very much a genocidal madman, has no qualms killing people, always wants to kill Spider-Man, all that, and has died before. I just don't think he really encompasses death in the same manner that someone like, say, a Thanos or even a Wolverine who's died God knows multiple times. Someone who's died multiple times and just has a weird relationship with death could qualify for. So I don't think black is a good color. I also don't think red's a good color because he's very much, he keeps that rage in check. And he's not always angry. I think it's something that does drive him, like his anger and contentment for Spider-Man, but I don't think it's the defining factor of him. So that leaves Will and Fear. And for my money, it is going to be a Fear Lantern ring. I think the amount of fear he really inspires trumps the amount of rage he has, overrides his relationship, whatever relationship he has with death, and is even stronger than his willpower, even though his willpower is still extremely strong. We'd also seen that he's been able, he's lost it on multiple occasions. And when you're insane to some degree, that willpower can fray a little bit. Whereas the fear, if you're insane, even more to be feared. So for my money, the Green Goblin is a Yellow Lantern. But I digress. What Lantern ring do you think he'd best qualify for? In my money, it goes yellow, green, red, and then black, with Avarice as an honorable mention. But if you maybe think Avarice is a better option, or you think any of the other ones I didn't really consider are better options, let me know in the comments below. But until then, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Hit that bell if you want to be notified. I'll catch you folks later. Have a good one.